Welcome to HR Tuesday Tips with the Millers. I'm Lori Miller and this is Janine Brown Miller. And we're actually going to be finishing up this series of segments talking about HR sensitive issues. And we're really going to be focusing today on teamwork. So let's talk about some critical aspects of teamwork. Janine, what do you got on
Okay.
that?
All right, I'm going to be covering more of the day-to-day applications of how you
Mm-hmm.
really create a strong team, because I think we hear that phrase a lot and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I think it's overused and people don't
Mm-hmm.
quite understand it. But basically, it's these simple points. You want to focus on your culture. You can teach employees how to improve dealing with people, like the importance of smiling and the customer service things related to basically being nice to those that they encounter. But you can't really teach having a good personality.
Mm-hmm.
So this gets back to your hiring practices. And I think any of you who have watched our series, we have an in-depth series on how to effectively hire. So I would recommend you go back to that to help you with that process. Be sure everyone that works for you is on the same page. And how do you do that? Well, you
Mm-hmm.
continually communicate your expectations through policies, through handbooks, through your job descriptions, and then that regular direct communication, both formally and informally. So be sure to engage employees as well. They should know more than not. I think disclosure in companies makes people feel more comfortable, trusting, and they get who you are and they're more apt to follow it. Be sure your culture's clear and develop a good orientation to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that every employee coming into you understands how they need to behave and how they can contribute to ensure the culture remains as you desire through
Mm-hmm.
their actions. Basically, no matter what else you train, be sure you consider to focus on the importance of customer service.
Mm-hmm.
This includes how they interact with one another, and I need to emphasize that because we can be as nice as we want to customers or clients, but if we aren't good to one another, that shows, and
Mm-hmm.
it really creates an uncomfortable culture and work environment. And then we have to keep in mind that everyone who comes to us has a need. So it could be your coworker. They are now your customer. So
Mm-hmm.
keep that in mind and just treat everybody with the utmost respect. Address performance regularly, at least once a year formally for sure. And there are various performance appraisal methods out there now. A lot of my clients are going to online versions.
Mm-hmm.
They're simple, they are completely engaging, and they really do add to the quality of contribution. So, large or small, you need to understand the value of
Mm-hmm.
regularly monitoring performance. Reward desired behaviors. Show gratitude as often as possible. Be
Mm-hmm.
sincere with the gratitude. Express appreciation for your employees' efforts, their behavior, and their hard work. The words and formal feedback will pay back in volumes. Businesses large and small must consider to focus on employees and their contributions. So that's in essence what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying here. If not, you're limiting your ability to be successful. It's that simple. And further, you want to keep turnover down. It's costly, not to mention how difficult it is on you personally in hiring people. So be sure you understand the importance on focusing on people before
Mm-hmm.
product.
And let's talk about our people, our human capital. We're talking about making sure we have a good base of individuals working as an effective team. And when my clients call me, like, you know what, we need some team building training. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but what are the issues? What are the behavioral expectations? What are the skill competencies that you're looking for people to grow in? So when it comes to creating a high performing organization, one that is really, truly all about teamwork, you have to identify what is the expectation playing on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Good communication skills, good customer service skills, professionalism on the job, etiquette when it comes to business standard in writing. So when we talk about making sure we have a high performing team, clarifying what those expectations are, but also making sure we're training them and developing their skills so we can all work effectively
Mm-hmm.
together. So we hopefully have given you some things to consider and think about as you go through your journey to making sure you have the best possible workplace you can. I know Janine and I have done over 20 videos for you over the last 2 months, I believe. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up this segment and this series for the summer. We're going to be coming back this fall with a whole set of new videos, but we want to make sure that you have this as a resource for you as you go through and you're developing your workplace and your employees. In the past, we've talked about employee handbooks, we've talked about job descriptions, we talked about performance management, we talked about HR sensitive issues. So we encourage you to go back, reread those, rewatch them, and also use them as training and techniques for individuals within your organization. So with that, thank you for joining us weekly, HR Tuesday Tips with the Millers. I'm Lori Miller.
And I'm Janine Miller. Have a great summer. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.